A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. I hope all of you are doing great. So I welcome you for this session today. Even before start, may I know any new students in today's class? Any new students in today's class? Kindly confirm. Online students, see, you have to put your messages in the chat box. If I'm asking you something, yes or no, any of that you reply, please put it in the chat box. Okay, I'll be going through your chat box here. Right to me is the monitor where all your messages will be visible for me. Am I clear with this? So please confirm whether today is your first day. I just want to know that. Put the slides. Okay. So, well, let's get started. If in case any of you are new today, let me tell you, today is our third day of class, my dear students. We have finished our discussion for 2 days and today being the third class. So don't worry, whatever you have missed, not a problem. You can send a mail to our team and you will be getting the recording link. Am I clear? So whatever has been discussed, you can watch the recorded video of it. And if you still have any doubts, you can always feel free to ask me. Am I clear with this? And maybe I'll just little brief about whatever we have discussed till today. In the very first class, we initially had a discussion about the interview process, what and all happens in the interview rounds. And after which we discussed about what computers understand. Nothing but computer understand what type of language. I hope all of you already know, are aware of this. Computers understand only two things, that is zeros and ones, which is a binary language, correct? So, but whatever the program we write will be present in which level language, if you ask me, it will be present in the high level language. Whatever the programs you write, whether you write a C program, C++ program, you write a Java program, any of these programs you write, my dear students, is present in the high level language. So when you try to give this high level language code to the machine means computer. In computer, it is microprocessor. That is the one which will execute. So what happens is it will not understand. That is the reason we make use of one software called compiler. Correct? This is what we discussed in the very first class. So compiler, what it is a software which is going to take the high level language code and convert it into the machine level language code, nothing but binary code. And run will be given to the processor will execute and it will give the output. So this is what was our discussion in the very first class. And in yesterday's class, we had a complete discussion about history of programming languages. So if at all you remember, not just Java is the only programming language. Even before Java, there are so many languages that got invented. So, and also every of the programming language was having the drawback. Not like we cannot say it as a drawback. The demand for a different programming language started. In that evolution, in that phase, what really happened is demand started, evolution happened, and we arrived with a beautiful programming language, which is Java language. So Java is such a programming language. It is so beautiful, which is an object-oriented programming language. And not only that, I said, what was that, my dear students, in yesterday's class we discussed? If you just remember, Java is a portable programming language. Or I also said that Java happens to be a independent, platform independent programming language. So in yesterday's discussion, I told today we are going to discuss about what is this platform independent, what is this portable, all these things we are going to discuss. Am I correct? So all this discussion is what we had in the last two classes. So coming to today's class, my dear students, what are we going to discuss in today's class? I'm going to tell you. Okay. See, we have discussed one of the hardware component. What is the hardware component? That is microprocessor, correct? Now, there is a person by name Steve Jobs. Heard this name, Steve Jobs? Online students? Heard Steve Jobs? Have you heard the name Steve Jobs, everyone? Okay, so Steve Jobs is a person by name Steve Jobs. Heard this name, Steve Jobs? Online students? Heard Steve Jobs? Have you heard the name Steve Jobs, everyone? Have you heard the name Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs? Have you heard the name Steve Jobs? If in case yes, could you please tell me who is really the Steve Jobs? Not heard? Not a problem. If you have not heard, I will tell you. Not a problem, Swati. Okay. Anybody? Any of you have heard this name? Steve Jobs, have you heard? Okay, not heard. Okay, not a problem. Anybody else in the meeting? Those who are in the online students? Not heard Steve Jobs. Okay. All of you know Apple products. Apple, iPhone, all of you know? No, right? Everybody know Apple, iPhone. Correct. So, who invented this Apple company? That is Steve Jobs, the founder of the great company, Apple, iPhone, all the iPhone products, Mac products. Who is it? The founder is, his name is Steve Jobs. Okay. So Steve Jobs, the great Steve Jobs, told one thing. What he told us, if at all you want to know about a software, you want to be really a good software engineer. Are you understanding? Because everything with respect to smartphones you take, phones you take, computers, laptops, anything you take, it is completely software. The execution, whatever internally is happening, is with respect to the different softwares, correct? But if at all you really want to be a very good software engineer, if at all you want to understand the softwares really good, you should be knowing the underlying hardwares in it. Are you understanding? The underlying hardwares in it, who is responsible for the smooth execution of the softwares, you should be knowing about it. So that is what this great person told. So according to the great person, as he told, now we have understood about one of the hardware component, which is what? Which is what? Everyone. That is the processor. So now we all know about the processor. So you know this. This is how I'm going to represent the microprocessor. So I am having the microprocessor here. Now, to everyone, what type of device is the microprocessor? I have told, if you remember in the very first class. Okay, if in case you are attending new for the first day, let me tell you, microprocessor is a semiconductor. It is a semiconductor device. It is made out of semiconductor technology. Yes, this is what we have discussed in the very first class. So it's a semiconductor device, dear students. Now, let me tell you, semiconductors are such a devices which are very fast in execution. Are you understanding? They are very fast in execution. Now, coming to our concern, microprocessor is the one who is responsible for the execution. But when it comes to the other part, that is the storage, because any software you download, anything that you have will be stored where? It should be stored in any of the storage part. Where it is stored. For that, we need memory devices. Correct, everyone? All of us need memory devices for the storage. So now we have understood about one of the hardware component, which is microprocessor. Now let us try to understand another important component is the memory units. Are you all getting this? So what happens with respect to the memory is what we will now understand, my dear students. So what happens is, now all of us, if I ask you, where really you store the data or any details or anything that you have, any software applications you download, into the where? Into the memory device, correct? So could you please name some memory devices, everyone? Could you all please name some of the memory devices? Put your answers in the chat box. Could you all name some of the memory devices? Hard disk, very good, Sai Krishna. Very good. Hard disk. Yes, that is the main memory unit when it comes to laptops, computers, all of this. Correct? Yes, very good. Storage, hard disk. SanDisk. Nice, Ashok. Good. SanDisk, if you know, it's a name of the product. Again, with respect to memory. Yes. CD, SSD, very good, Swati. Yes. So if I'm asking, all these are the definitely used memory devices. Very good, all of you, for the answer. And now, maybe as of now, with respect to computer, when I take the memory device, which is the main unit, happens to be what? The hard disk. Which is the hard disk, correct? So this is the hard disk. Now, let me tell to all of you, whatever this memory device is there, hard disk is there. Let me write it here. This is my hard disk drive. This is the hard disk drive. So onto this hard disk, what type of device it is, let us now try to understand. If in case you think this is the semiconductor device, no, dear students. The hard disk is a magnetic technology device. Are you all understanding? It is a magnetic technology device. Now, when you download anything from the internet, any app you are downloading, any software you are downloading, where it will be stored? It will be stored in the hard disk. Okay, whatever you download, any file you store, everything is stored in the hard disk. Permanently, it will be stored here. Now, my question is, do you think this hardware is the one which is connected to the microprocessor? Because please remember, if at all something needs to be executed, it should be bought onto here. But whatever you download and keep is present in the hard disk. So now, dear students, let me tell you, they are not connected. Why they are not connected? The main reason is magnetic devices are very slow. Are you understanding? They are very slow in execution. Now, if you observe, we have one of the device which is very fast. We have one of the device which is very slow. If we try to give connection between these two, if these both are connected, there will be no compatibility. Are you understanding? There will not be any compatibility. Why? Why? Because fast, this is very fast. By the time it gets some file into it for the execution, very fast it will execute, it will give the output. But this device is a slow device, slowly it will take from here, and it will go. By the time it reaches here, it will just take it, it will execute, and it will give the output. Are you understanding? So that compatibility is not there. So what we have to be doing, ma'am? So what you have to be doing for this is, this, in order to overcome this problem, what people do is, they have done is, they have introduced, they have introduced one more memory device. They have introduced one more memory device. So now, if in case you ask me which is this memory device, ma'am, the name of this memory device is only RAM, which is random access memory, which you call it as RAM. Which is RAM. RAM is another memory device, my dear students. Now, let me tell it to everyone. What type of device is RAM? RAM is not a magnetic device. Rather, RAM is a semiconductor technology device. And you know, the semiconductor devices are fast in execution. Are you all getting this? The semiconductor devices are fast in execution. So since the semiconductor device RAM is fast in execution, what has happened is, this RAM and processor are connected to each other. Are you understanding? They are connected to each other. What connections they will be having? We don't tell it. There'll not have be any wires. Rather, they're connected using bus. They're connected using the bus. Now moving ahead to the next part. What is that? Now, anything that you store, you download something, okay? Maybe you're downloading WhatsApp application, you're downloading Instagram application, all these things from the internet you're downloading. When you download, what will happen or where it will be present? Do you know that? When you download and you want to keep it permanently, it will not be on the RAM, because you might tell RAM is a memory device. No, it will be present on the hard disk. Are you understanding? It will be present on the hard disk. And dear students, these two devices, whatever you are seeing, these two are also connected. So as I told, hard disk is not directly connected to the processor. Rather, hard disk will be connected to RAM. Again, how they are connected? Through bus they are connected. Are you understanding, everyone? Yes? Now, very good, Krishna. ROM. You know which is ROM? This is only ROM. Okay, that is read-only memory. Okay, RAM is random access memory, ROM is read-only memory. Okay, now coming to this, dear students, let me tell you, maybe by till now, if you told, you would have seen, if any of the things you want to buy, you see both ROM and RAM. Both ROM and RAM means both storage and RAM size. Both you will see. Why you will see? What is that bus, ma'am? Ashok, I will tell you. Bus is nothing but, don't think the bus which we all travel. That is not the buses. If you know about the processor, internal architecture of the processors, if at all you're an, are you a BTech student, engineering student, Ashok? Ashok, are you a BTech or engineering student, or may I know which particular branch are you from? No, I'll don't. There's nothing else. Please answer my question. I'll tell you why I'm asking. No response. Okay, so let me tell you what is it is for connection of the devices. You're from mechanical. Okay, okay, I got it. Okay, Ashok. So if at all you're from mechanical branch, maybe in the very first SEM or second SEM, you would have learned little things about processors and all of these things. After that, you would have discussed more things. Okay, so I will tell you what bus is means. Bus is nothing but the path. Okay, internally, have you seen motherboards and all? If you have ICs means the chips. They are the registers, nothing but processors. You have so many devices. Okay, if at all so many, I mean, if at all there should be a connection between it, there will be path, where the path, the flow of everything, the details and everything will happen. Now that path, what it is now if you see, let's say from the borewell, there is a sump, okay, in your home. From tank to the tap, you want connection because you want the water to come. So you use that pipe, right? Pipe will be connected. Same way, if at all the flow of the data or anything should happen, between them, there should be a connection. How they are connected? With the help of the bus. Are you understanding? Yes. Are you all getting it? So understand it in this way. So for the connection between, the communication should happen between them. If at all that communication should happen, there should be someone who is there to communicate. We call it as bus. Am I clear? This is completely with respect to electronics that will happen. The devices. Am I clear? Okay. I think this much is enough for you because, see, let me tell you, here we are not here to become any electronic engineers, civil engineers, mechanical. We are here to become software engineers. But internally, basic things is what we should be knowing. That is what we are discussing. Am I clear with this? Ashok, I hope I've made it clear. Manjunath, bus means binary unit system. Oh, see, your friend is giving the full form of bus. Nice. So, am I clear with this, everyone? Did you all get this? Okay, nice. So let's continue, okay? So what happens in the next part is, like this, the devices are connected internally. Now, you should understand something, dear students. What is that, ma'am? What is that is? One example I will give. Okay, what is that is? One Word document you're typing. You will open Word, you will open your laptop or computer, you will type Word, one document. Maybe you want to prepare one resume of yours or one program you're typing. What you will do, you will keep on typing. While you're typing, what is happening currently? That process is happening. The documentation processing is happening. While that processing is happening, where it is happening is, it is present on the RAM. On the RAM, it will be happening. Are you understanding? On the RAM, it will be happening. Which means now, if at all you're typing one file, where that file will be present now? It will be present on the RAM, dear students. But whatever is present on the RAM, we should not tell it as a file. Some document, some software is there, anything that is currently in the execution, where it will be there, it will be present on the RAM. And we should call that as byte. Anything that is present on the RAM, we should not tell it as a file, we should call it as byte. We should tell them as bytes. Okay, now you're finished typing, you're finished. Now you want to store it permanently. So in order to save this permanently, in order to store it permanently, you will do one process. What is that process? You will perform saving. Save, we will tell. You would have heard, right, in your labs and all. One person, your lab responsible person will be telling. What they'll be telling? Save the program, save the program. They will be keep on telling. Yes or no? Yes, everyone, you've heard this word saving. So what is this saving is all about? Saving is having that file stored permanently. That is what is saving. Now, whatever is there on the RAM is not permanently present. If at all you close, before telling it as close, I will tell you what really is happening. But understand, whatever is there on the RAM is not permanent. You cannot save it permanently. But if at all you want to store it permanently, you have to perform one operation. That operation is only called saving. All these days you would have heard this term saving, right? What do you mean by saving? Saving is nothing but bringing the byte and storing it permanently on the hard disk is what you call it as saving. Now, when it is present in the hard disk, you call it as file. Are you understanding? Then it is called as file. Now you might think, ma'am, this is also memory device only. Ma'am, why can't I store it here only? Now comes the question. Why you cannot store it here permanently is because of one main reason, my dear students. Not just one main reason. There are two main reasons for it. What is this is, whatever the semiconductor devices are there, the semiconductor devices are volatile in nature. They are volatile in nature. What do you mean by volatile? Let me tell that to you now. Volatile devices are such devices which needs continuous power supply for any of the process it has to do, or to store, to execute, for doing anything, it needs continuous power supply. Such devices are called volatile devices. And semiconductor devices are volatile in nature. Ma'am, how? One example can you give? I will give. Say, suppose you are typing, you are using desktop. On the desktop, you are typing. You have not saved it. Even in your labs, they would have told, if at all current goes, your program will be lost. First, save the program, then type. Save the program, then type. Like this, your lab person will be saying, right? You've heard this. Why? Why? Because if at all there is no continuous electric supply, power supply is there, whatever is there on that will be erased. Are you understanding? So that is the reason. Okay, you are having something on the RAM and you will turn it off. No power supply. After that, when you open it, whatever is there on the RAM will be erased. Am I clear with this? That is the reason you cannot save anything permanently on the RAM. But whatever you are seeing, the magnetic device, hard disk drive is there, right? This is what? This is non-volatile in nature, my dear students. Magnetic devices are non-volatile in nature. Are you able to understand? That is why if at all we want to store anything permanently, we will not have it here. It will be saved permanently in the hard disk. That is why we perform this process, saving. So what is saving? All these days we were using this word saving, saving, saving. Many times we are using this word. What does that mean? It means that a process of storing any file, anything permanently in the hard disk is what is called as saving. Am I clear with this? That is why you call it as the storage device. But it is what? It is slow in execution. That is why we have another memory device, which is the RAM, which is fast in execution. Now, what is going to happen next? So all of you, please observe next what will happen. Now, if at all you have something present in the hard disk, it will not be able to execute. Are you understanding? If at all something that is present, some file is present here, I want it for execution. If I want it to be executed, it should be again brought on RAM. Are you understanding? If at all it has to get executed, now again I should bring it to RAM. Now, how do you bring it to the RAM? That process is done. How it is done is by the process of loading. What? By the process of loading. All of you know this process, right? You would have told, if you click on some application, it will take some time, like this, some round icon will be coming. You will tell, it is getting loaded, wait, you will tell. Yes or no? You would have done this. Sometime it will tell loading, that some symbol will come, loading symbol will come. Heard about this? Have you all seen this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, right. Great. So what is this loading process, do you think? What is happening is, if at all the file you want it for execution, when you click on it, what it will do? Double click on it, just a click. What will happen? It will be present in the hard disk. It will get loaded on the RAM. So loading is a process of bringing the file onto the RAM. This is what is loading process. Am I clear with this? I hope I'm clear with this to everyone. Yes? Okay, next, moving ahead. What happens next is, dear students, when all of these things are happening, okay, now you have to remember something. What is that is, here what we have is called as file. The file, when we bring it back to the RAM, it becomes byte. Apart from this, you might think, ma'am, why don't we do like this? Instead of two memory devices, we'll have only one memory device. RAM only we will have. But you should also think about the disadvantage. Okay, RAM you have, but will it store permanently? It will not store permanently. So we need a permanent storage. For that, we need a magnetic device. That is why hard disk is also there. So any system you take, it will have two memory devices. One will be the RAM, other one will be the hard disk. Both are important. And another important thing is RAM, the semiconductor devices what we have, they are costly. They are costly. Are you understanding? So compared to semiconductor devices, the magnetic devices are available for less cost. Available for less cost. And apart from all of those things, what is the very important thing? That is the volatile nature of the RAM. Now I will ask you one question. Okay, if I tell, say suppose you want to buy one phone, one new phone you want to buy. What you will do? You will tell, mobile phone you want to buy, you will type it, you will search for it. Now, dear students, same mobile phone, okay, same mobile phone, but something is varying. What is varying is one mobile phone with 8 GB RAM, 128 GB storage. Please understand, you have one phone with 8 GB RAM, 128 GB storage. Another phone, same phone, but it is 12 GB RAM, 128 GB storage. What is the difference here? If you just look at the difference, this is the RAM, this is the storage. And if you look at the price also, comparing to this, the price is more for the phone, which is of 12 GB RAM and 128 GB storage. Storage, if you observe, storage is same. Storage, you see, 128 GB, 128 GB. But what is different is RAM is different. Now, in case I ask you which phone you want to buy, most of you will tell me this 12 GB RAM. Correct? May I know why? Why do you prefer this? Why do you go for the phones which is having more storage? Sorry, not storage, more RAM size. Can anybody tell me? What is the reason you will tell for that? Going for a higher RAM? Definitely price will be different. It will run faster. Very good, Krishna. Very good. What about others? Others, why do you prefer going for a 12 GB RAM rather than a phone with 8 GB RAM? What will be the main reason for it? See, you all should respond. Until and unless you respond, it is very difficult for me to tell what I want to tell. Are you understanding? So please have the interaction. When I'm asking something, put your answers in the chat box. More tasks you can perform. Very good, Swati. Yes. So what happens is you tell going for a higher RAM because it will be, you will tell it will execute, it will become, it is faster. You will tell, you do more, you can have more tasks. All these things you will tell. Why? The reason is when you have a greater RAM, RAM is a device which is fast in execution. So more RAM you have, it will execute more faster. You can do more tasks easily. It will not get hanged. If you remember, if you have less RAM, you will tell more things you do. It will start getting hanged. What is hanged? It will start getting slow. Performance will become slow. I mean, somewhere it will start getting stuck. All these things you will face. If you have less memory, less RAM memory also. Yes or no? If you have a very less RAM, what happens is it becomes slow in execution. The reason is RAM. The more the RAM, you're faster the device execution. The reason is this. Am I clear with this, everyone? Are you able to understand? And when we take two memory devices, do you know which one is the primary memory? Which one we call it as primary memory? Out of RAM and hard disk? Can anybody tell me? Just a guess. You don't need to tell me the correct answer, okay? I don't expect you to tell me the correct answer. If you just can tell me, a guess you can do, it will be more than enough. Two memory devices are there. So one is the primary memory device, another one is a secondary memory device. Out of these two, what do you think, which one will be primary memory, which one will be secondary memory? Primary means which is very first, which is very, like, have the first importance, then the second importance. That is secondary memory. Both are needed, but okay. Ashok, RAM is primary, nice. RAM is primary. Swati is also telling. Vamsi Reddy, yes, RAM, ma'am. Okay, nice. So all of you are very good in guessing. Yes, as all of you are telling, it is correct. RAM is the primary memory device. RAM is the primary memory device, and the hard disk, whatever you are seeing, is the, I think it's visible, right? Whatever I'm writing. Yes. So this is the secondary memory device. Am I clear? So if someone asks you which is the primary device, memory device, it is RAM. The secondary memory device is hard disk. Am I clear with this? Yes. So please take down the heading as memory management. Take down the heading as memory management and kindly copy this diagram. All of you, please kindly copy this diagram and then we'll move for the next topic. All of you. So give the heading as memory management and copy this. Copy the diagram as this. Next, the very important discussion we have with respect to what and all happens in the next part. We will be having it. So finish this quickly. Let's. Okay, good. Manjunath, thank you for responding. So now we are going to have the another important discussion. So we have understood about the memory management. Sorry. What is the next part is? Now, let's say you are writing one program. Okay. Let me not tell we are writing a Java program, because since we have not started how to write a Java program, we have not yet discussed that. Let's say you are writing one C program. Okay, one C program you are writing. All of you, at least once you would have written C program. Any branch you are from, you would have written at least one C program. Now, don't think that I will ask you to write a C program, but at least you know how a C program will look. Correct? How does it look? Maybe you will write like this. First thing in the C program is what? You have to tell something like this. Ash include stdio.h. Something like this you would have written in the very first line of the C program. Correct? Then maybe you all would have written after that ash include conio.h. Like this you have written. Then after this, what you would have told? Maybe you would have told something like this. Void main. Something like main method you would have written. Correct, everyone? Yes or no? This is how you were writing. Yes, everyone? Yes, great. Now, after this, maybe I just want to write a simple C program for adding two numbers. So you will tell like this, you will open the main method. You will tell maybe int a is equal to 10. Then int b is equal to 20. Maybe I want to add both the values of a and b. So you will tell int c is equal to a plus b. Like this you would have told. I hope whatever I'm writing is visible. Yeah, it is visible. Okay. So next, after this, if at all you want to print whatever the value is there in C, you will tell printf. Inside this, maybe you will tell something like this. Correct? Maybe like this you will tell modulus B, and you will tell whatever the value in C is there, print that, and you are going to close it. Correct? This is the program you write. Simple program, C program. Now, all this is fine. Main method, inside that two values, add it, print it. What does this ash include stdio.h? What is this ash include conio.h? Can anybody tell me what really is that? Anybody please? Can you tell me what really is that? Just a guess again. Whatever is in your mind, why this is, what is this? You can tell me your answers. that ash include stdio.h, ash include conio.h. These things we write every time any C program you are writing, you are going to write it, correct? So what do you think is that? Nobody wants to answer anything for this? If in case you know, please tell me. They are header files, very good. Very good, Swati. Yes, they are called as header files. Correct. You're absolutely correct. Good. Others, what do you think? Why it is used? As your friend is telling, that's absolutely correct. We call them as header files. What it means is we are telling something. We are telling include these header files. Now, this file is present where, dear students? stdio.h is nothing but standard input output. conio.h is nothing but connection input output. This is what these header files are. But let me tell you, for everything, for these files, there is some body for it. Body means what this file should do. Some code is there for it. But are we writing the code for it anywhere? For this or for this, are we writing? No. We are writing code only for the main method. If you are seeing only for this main method, we are writing what the inside main method addition of the two numbers should happen. We are telling that. But are we telling the code for standard input output? Are we telling the code for connection input output? No, we are not telling. But who is telling, ma'am? When you download the C program, when you download the C, then only along with that, the files, these files code is there, right? That also will be downloaded and it will be kept, it will be stored in the hard disk. Are you understanding? So please understand, dear students. Now, whatever we have written here, the file is not a complete file because we are writing only this much. For this, whatever is needed, we are not writing. It is already present. Somebody else, the C programmers, those who developed the C programming, C language, they've already written for it. The body for these files is already present. Now, we are telling what we are telling. Those files are there. You please include it into this file. That is what we are telling. Are you understanding? That is why these header files are mentioned. Okay, ma'am, we have mentioned. What is the next thing? Ma'am, I think may not be used in printing output. Standard input output. Okay, I got it, Krishna. So this is with respect to those header files. Okay. Yes, it is used for that purpose. When we want to take the inputs, print the inputs, give the outputs, all these things, we do it. Am I clear? Now, once you have written the program, let us not bother about C programming. But what really you should be understanding is, you should now, after you write a C program, you should save that program. If you want to compile it and execute, you should save that program, correct? All of you know this. So how you will save the program? Can anybody tell me if you remember? You have to give one name, correct? Maybe you will give the name as add. Along with add, not just add you were telling. If you remember, you were saving it like this. You were telling add.c. Like this, you were saving this program. Yes or no? Everybody? Remember, you were saving the program like this. Add.c. Do you remember, everyone? Yes? Great. So, what does this dot C means? That dot C, whatever you're seeing there, we tell it as extension. We call it as extension. What does this extension indicates? The extension indicates what type of file it is. Now, dot C, when we tell, it indicates this is a C file. This file consists of C programming, code related to C programming. Similarly, if in case you have observed, dear students, say suppose you will take one photo, one image you will click. When that image is saved, do you know what will be the extension? That image name dot img will be present, or dot jpg format it will be present. Heard about these things? Yes. Yeah, PNG, dot PNG. Very good, Swati. All these are the formats that will be present. Yes. If in case it is a video file, it will be present as dot MP4. Have you seen this? If at all you have one audio file, some song you have downloaded, if you look at, go to the details. If you have not seen, click on the image, details will be present. Go to the details. There you can see the image will be saved in the format of IMG, which means which indicates this is an image file. GPJ indicates it's an image file. Are you understanding? PNG, image file. And if in case it's a video file, it will be present as .mp4. If in case it is an audio file, some song, any of these things, it will be present as MP3. Do you all know this? Everyone? So all this, whatever you're seeing, we call them as dot extension. Dot, after that, whatever you see, we call it as extension. So which indicates what type of file it is. Similarly, for C file, we tell it as .c. If in case it is a C++ file, we tell it as .cpp. If in case it is a Java file, now after few days, after 2 days, we'll start writing Java program. So Java program, we will be saving it as the file name .java. We will give the extension as .java. Are you understanding? So every file will have the extension, which indicates what type of file it is. Am I clear with this? Is this clear to everyone? Respond. Online students respond. Yes, very good. So now you have written that program and you will save it. Now where it is saved, when you are saving it, it is saved here on the hard disk, correct? Now, dear students, that add.c file is there, correct? Now that add.c file, whatever is there, is present here. So I'm going to tell add.c. When you are saving it, after you perform the process of saving, it is now permanently saved on the hard disk. Am I clear? Now, this file is present in which level language? The C programming, whatever you have written, is present in which level language? If you ask me which level language, it is present in the high level language. I've told this before. The programs that we write is present in which level language? It is high level language code. Correct, everyone? Yes? So now what you have to do? You should now give it to whom? You should now give it to one software. Which is that software, if you ask me? Can anybody tell which is the software? The software is only the C compiler. You are going to give it to C compiler. Are you understanding, everyone? Now, yeah, very good, Swati. So this add C, you have written this program. When you have written this program, now it is saved. You will save. It is now saved here. When you save it, you should want to give it to the compiler first. So you are going to give it to the compiler. Now what this compiler will do? The compiler will compile the program, that particular file, and it is going to give. What it will give is, after compilation, it is going to give one file, dear students, and that file is only this. So after compilation, we are going to get the file. Which is this file, if you ask me? This file, we call it as what? Object file. Nothing but it will be now add.obj. And now inside this, what code will be present? Now, after compilation, what it will do? It will convert the high level code to machine level code. So now machine level language code is what we will have. Are you all understanding? Now we are going to get the machine level code. Am I clear? Now, next what will happen? Dear students, even before we proceed for the next part, do you all know something? Whatever the high level language code you have written, right? That is a incomplete file. It is an incomplete file. Ma'am, why incomplete file? I told you before only, Ash include stdio.h. Have you written what should be the body, the code body for the this particular stdio.h file? No, it is incomplete. Con.io, have you written? No, this is also incomplete. You have not given any body for it, so it is an incomplete file. Are you all getting it? But where the files are present, I told it is already present in your system. So where those files are present somewhere here. All that files, whatever you are telling, is when you download and install C, it is present already in your system. That is what, this is only those files. Which is it? stdio.h, con.io.h. Those files are present here somewhere. Now, don't you think, if at all we have to make, again, whatever this incomplete file we are given to the C compiler, it has compiled and it has given the machine level code. But this is also incomplete file. Understand? This is also incomplete file. Now, next step, what is going to happen? You know, in the next step, one more software will come. Ma'am, who is this software? I will tell you. The name of the software is called Linker. Who is the software? The software is Linker. Now, what this Linker is going to do? This Linker will take this incomplete file, the object file. I told, right? This is the object file which is incomplete. This file it will take. And to make it complete, what is needed? These files, stdio.h, con.io.h, these things are also needed because we have told to include. Correct? We have told it in the code, ash include, ash include. Now they have to be included, right? So what the linker will do is, it will take these both files along with this object file, it will link it. Are you understanding? It will take both of those files and it will link it, dear students. After linking, what it will do? It is going to generate one more new file. What it is doing? It is going to generate one more new file. Are you all able to understand? Everyone? Yes or no? Yes? Are you all getting this? Please respond. Okay, yes. Only Swati is telling yes. Others, are you all getting till now? Whatever we have discussed till now? Yes? Okay, Krishna, Swati. Only you both are responding from that time. I don't know about others. Okay. So now moving ahead, what happens in the next is, after linker is taking all these this incomplete file which is present in the machine level, and these also will be present in the machine level only, the standard input output, connection input output, all of those files it will take, it will link, and after linking, what it will be doing, it is going to generate a file, and this file, whatever is being generated, is only the, which one? This is only add dot. You know what will be the extension? It will be exe, nothing but executable file. This what we have, .c, it is not an executable file. .obj file is not an executable file. Now, whatever is generated, this is the executable file, which is present in the machine level language. And not only that, this is a complete file. It is a complete file. It is not incomplete, because whatever the necessary files needed, the linker has linked it and it has given this file, which is an executable file. Now this executable file is ready for the execution. So now what is going to happen is, there is another software whose name happens to be loader. What this loader is going to do? The loader is going to take this executable file and load it on the RAM because we want it to execute. If at all it needs to get executed, it has to be loaded onto the RAM. So the .exe file is now present where? It is now present here. Is present where? It is now present here. Add.exe. And I have told you, dear students, whatever is present on the RAM, we should not tell it as file. We should call it as byte, the executable byte. Maybe I'll write it here. Executable byte. Here it is executable file, but when it is loaded on the RAM, we call it as executable byte. Now, when it is present on the RAM, it is ready for the execution. It will be given to the processor. Processor is going to take and process it and give us the required output. Am I clear with this to everyone? Yes? Is this clear to everyone? I hope there is no confusion in this. Everybody? Please respond. Yes? Is it clear? Okay, great. So please take down the heading as linking loader and execution of a program. Linking loader and execution of a program, and copy this. Whatever is there on the board, kindly copy that. And then we will go for the next part. So all of you, please copy this quickly. So you should please understand this thing, very important. That is, not everything that we write in the program, we wouldn't be writing the entire program. There are so many things that we will ask just to include them in our program. For that, the complete code for those particular things will be already defined, because this is going to happen even same with respect to Java also. In Java, we are going to use so many inbuilt classes, so many inbuilt methods. What and all that methods should do, inbuilt methods, what and all those classes, inbuilt classes should do, we will not be telling. James Gosling and his team, they've already written that. They are called library files. They all will be present inside the libraries. So we will also be having them in our system. That time we will also tell it to import. Are you getting this? So that time, who is the one? A linking loader will do that. It will take all the necessary library files and it will link it. That is the reason I am telling. So this concept is very, very important for you to understand what and all will happen in the phase of execution of the programs. So make a note of this. Okay, so I hope all of you have completed this thing. Now, dear students, Java is such a language, I told, which is about platform independent language, and it's a portable programming language. Lot of things we discussed, correct? So what is this portability is all about? How it is platform independent? What is this platform first of all? And lot more things are there to understand for all of us. Are you all getting this? So every single thing in detail we are going to understand. So if I start with the platform, it will go up for more than 1.5 hours of discussion. So if I start now, it takes 2 o'clock for me to finish. That is the reason I would take up the concept of what really is all these things in the next class before. Okay, fine. Maybe I'll play the video in the next class. Okay, sorry for the disturbance, what happened. So dear students, this is what I wanted to tell you. Maybe it takes more and more time for us to understand more and more things. So we will have classes happening every day. So we are going to discuss concepts by concepts on every day. Okay, it is all that is needed is your time and your patience and your dedication. So be dedicated and have that patience, and definitely as we are discussing the things, we have to discuss lot and lot of things to be there. And as I have told, everything from the basics is what we will be discussing. Nothing that we assume that you people know this, you know this. We are not going to assume any of that. I will be teaching each and every concept from the very basic. Am I clear? So with that, I will keep the class till here for today. And please do attend. We are left with 2 more classes about for which is left for the demo. Let's finish all the demo classes and then you can really decide on what you have to be doing. Okay. So thank you. Let's all meet in tomorrow's class.